y'all give a hymn book as we start the service. Let's all stand. Page 355 in the church hymnal. 355, He Loves Me. 355. I remember one of the chick tracts that we used to see occasionally around. I don't know if anybody remembers it. It really wasn't one of the more famous ones. This is my life, or this is your life. Anyway, this was entitled "Somebody Loves You." Me, love you. And it was about a little boy that was homeless. And everywhere he went, he got kicked out. Seemed like he didn't have much of a life. But then one day, Brother Eddie, that thing, little chick tract, fell out, and he read it, and it was a very simple tract. It just said, "Somebody loves you." Amen. And it was, of course, Jesus Christ. And just to see the expression on that little boy's face, to know that he finally heard that somebody loved him. Amen. Woo! All right. All right, I had a song picked out there and got away from it. Oh, yeah, all right. 335, He Leadeth Me. 335.
Sunday, we're leaving for camp. So I hope you're excited about it. I know I am. Brother Eddie was talking about it. We're all excited about it. So who needs itinerary? Anybody needs one? All right. Mark, come get this to share. Who else needs one? Anybody else? Mark, I used to give my wife April, she needs one. Make sure you read it now. It ain't. We need more than a signature. The reason is because it has dress codes and things that we're making. We've got to have a dress code. And we got as far as lunch, you got to provide for 2 meals. They got a little concession stand there. We just don't want no one to come without the right clothes and feel out of place. So make sure you read that itinerary. We are leaving Sunday morning right after church. If you're going to camp, we'll have pizzas and everything. Lunch will be provided by the church, so make sure you don't worry about none of that. No buses on Sunday, so hopefully all the bus captains got what everyone. No buses on this coming Sunday. The money for camp is due today, so if you have not paid, please get with my wife. And I believe that would be it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jesse, man. I am excited. This will be our first time ever doing our own youth camp. I'm looking for God to do great and mighty things. We want the kids to have fun, and we're going to have fun. Don't get mad at us if we take their mobile devices away from them. There will be a time during the day when they can use them, but I want a week where the kids are actually looking up. Amen. Instead of like this all week long. Amen. It's hard to get something from God when you're looking down. Amen. Anyway, we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of water activities, a lot of games, and we're going to have 2 services a day. And that's what I'm praying for more than anything, that the Lord just show up in a big way. That this could be the turning point. I've been pastoring this church for 26 years and working with young people for quite a few years before that. And I've always watched these teenagers get on fire for God, and then they get out, and they get back in. Every now and then you see that one reach that point of no return. And that's what I'm praying. Somebody finds that place where they say there's nothing to go back to. I'm living the rest of my life for God. Amen? So anyway, you can much in prayer for our trip. And pray for my mother-in-law, if you would. Me, Mom, Sister Joyce Hanging. She did well with her heart surgery, but something's not right. We don't know if it's medication but she's just really confused and disoriented. Anyway, I won't go into details, but you just pray for her. Something's still going on. So pray the Lord will touch her. Amen. Let's see. I'm going to make one more announcement, and it's not going to be nice. I need everybody looking straight up here. I don't know if you are aware of it or not, but our building, almost in its entirety, is under video surveillance. Amen. It's sad in church that things grow legs and walk off. Amen. Amen. Just because it's here doesn't make it yours. We've had some fans, electric fans, again, walk out of our children's church. This time of year, they're important. I got a good idea. They came out of the children's church workers' pocket. Yeah. If they're not returned, if they're not back where they go, pretty doggone quick, we will do video. We'll have station them back to video up, and we'll watch you as you walk out with them. And then you will pay for it. Y'all smile. I'm being nice as I can do. Amen. That's sad at church, but if you want something kept, you got to lock it up. Amen. Well, anyway, I hope you're feeling guilty if you're here. Amen. Maybe you're under conviction. We'll have an altar call in a minute. Amen. While heads are bowed and eyes are closed, you can go pick them fans back. Amen. Amen. I love you, church. But we do need work on that. And I know when we're here, we're at home, and we make ourselves at home. And that's a good thing. But we carry that a little bit too far. If it's food in the kitchen and you're hungry, sorry, it ain't yours. Leave it alone. All right. Maybe we can recover after all that. Amen. Pray for Brother Todd. He's preaching to our teens tonight. And pray the Lord use him in a big way. Let's see, what else I was going to say? I just feel the spirit on them fans, probably the culprit ain't even here. Y'all pray for Brother Freddie and Miss Shelley. They are in Michigan. They got there later this afternoon. The funeral service will be Saturday morning. And pray for Brother Freddie. He's going to leave there and drive straight to North Carolina to the youth camp. So it's going to be a lot on him. So just pray the Lord will help him. And pray the Lord will help him in the funeral. Pray for Miss Shelley and the dad and the family. And I wish it was closer where we could just be there for him like we do. But I tell you what we can do. We'll be there on our knees. Amen. So please remember them. All right. Let's have the ushers. David and me come to receive this evening's offering. Are we doing Patch and Pee-wee tonight? That's over. That's right. No Patch and Pee-wee, just teens tonight. Amen. Brother Mark, how about asking the Lord to bless our offering?
Just Father, Lord, I want to thank you for the day, Lord. Thank you for the wonderful day you bless us with, Lord God. Lord, I pray for this offering, Lord. Pray just let it multiply in your way. Lord God, I pray for the services that's going to be going on tonight, Lord. Please let them be in your way, Lord. Pray just come and show up, Lord God. Lord God, I pray for Brother Freddie and Miss Shelley's family, Lord. Pray just help them, Lord. Come down and touch their hearts. Lord God, I pray for you just let everyone have safe travels home, Lord. We pray. Amen.
Amen. I forgot one thing, not quick. No gym. Stay out of it. They're decorated for Vacation Bible School, so no ball. Absolute zero. Okay? Go ahead. Let's stand up, please, all over the house. Teens, you may be dismissed. Everybody else, turn around and shake somebody's hand. Come and skip a seat in church tonight. seat tonight. Vacation Bible School meeting, everybody is taking part, teaching, helping, whatever. Meet in Brother Charles' Sunday school class as soon as church is over. And forgive me, brother, I am horrible with names, but I believe it's Officer Yarborough. Did I get it right? Hallelujah. Good to have you tonight. Brother Yarborough works at the Carroll County Prison, where we've got to go and feed the men a couple of times this past year, and he's just a blessing. It's good to have you tonight, brother. Make yourself at home. Listen, I know you probably had a busy week. I have too. But let's just mind the Lord tonight. Let the Lord speak to our hearts. Miss Hannah's going to sing, and Lord, let's just worship Him. Well, it's a good day Sunday, but hallelujah. If you've gotten over that already, something's wrong. Amen. Amen. Y'all go ahead, guys.
There's
Brother Charles P. Wood sing this song. I'll get him to do it maybe about once a year, even later. Years ago, back in the old building, Brother Charles sung this song. And it's always been dear to me. I'll never forget the first time I heard it. It wasn't by Brother Charles. And I didn't even realize it was a hymn. But forgive me, but I heard Elvis sing it years and years ago. This old song says, "Stand by me when the storms of life are raging. Stand by me." I'm glad we're serving God, and I just stand by me. Amen. Amen.
When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When the world is tossing me like a ship upon the sea, thou who rulest wind and water, stand by me. In the midst of tribulations, stand by me. In the midst of tribulations, stand by me. When the host of hell assail and my strength begins to fail, thou who never lost a battle, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. When I do the best I can and my friends misunderstand, thou who knowest all about me, stand by me. In the midst of persecution, stand by me. In the midst of persecution, stand by me. When my foes in battle array undertake to stop my way, thou who saved Paul and Silas, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When my life becomes a burden and I'm nearing chilly Jordan, O thou lily of the valley, stand by me.
Love that old song. I'm glad it's not just a song. I'm glad it's a reality. Amen. I guarantee you, if you'll think about it, He's never not stood by you. Amen. I want you to go back where we were Sunday night in the book of James, right after the book of Hebrews. Sunday night I preached kind of to our young people, but I believe it'll get everybody. I preached on making decisions and living with them.
Yeah.
How many of you have made a bad decision or two? Or 3 or 4 or 5%. Amen? Sunday night while I was preaching to you about making bad decisions, and stuff kept popping up in my mind. Decisions that I've made.
Yeah.
I know some of y'all so holy that you were probably sitting there listening to the message thinking about bad decisions somebody else made.
But I've made plenty myself that I didn't have time to think about the decisions of somebody else. Amen. I want to go back there tonight and just read our text. Well, I'm going to read several verses, and then we'll kind of hone in on our text verse a little bit. The Bible said in verse number 13, "Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom." In other words, he's saying if there's wise among you, let him do something with it. If we have godly wisdom, it should be producing something. Amen. The Lord doesn't give us wisdom to sit and keep that wisdom for ourselves. Amen. To have wisdom doesn't mean that you tell everybody else what to do. Amen. Verse number 14, he said, "But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual," say that next word with me, "devilish." I think it was Flip Wilson. I'm not sure. Was it Flip Wilson who coined that little phrase, "the devil made me do it"? Was that who it was? Am I right? Flip Wilson. He was the original cross-dresser. Y'all remember that Flip Wilson in Gerald Day? Flip Wilson said, "The devil made me do it." Now, I want you to listen to me just for a second. We'll finish reading the scripture. The devil never made you do anything. If you are a child of God and you are saved, you have power over the devilish things of this world. Amen. I remember when I was just a kid preacher, I preached a message, and this was the title: "The devil cannot defeat you without your permission." The devil can cause you, the devil can tempt you, but the devil cannot make you. If I sin, the Bible said I do it willfully. Amen. How many of you ever sin on purpose? Amen. Every single time. Sometimes you just mess up. You're like, oh man. Sometimes you do it, you mean to do it. Sometimes it's premeditated. You wait till I see him, bless God. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. You wait till I see her next time. The next time she texts me, that's premeditated sin. You're planning to do wrong. Have you ever had a speech prepared? Come on. I mean, you've already rehearsed in your mind. You've laid in bed thinking about what you're going to say if the opportunity should arise. I'm preaching now, ain't I? That's premeditated sin. Let that soak just a minute. I figure if I'm guilty of it, other people are too. I hate politics in the ministry. You would have to live in my shoes for a month or two to understand it, but there's politics among preachers. Oh, yes. A bunch of preachers get together and they like to talk. You know what they like to talk about? The preacher that ain't there. And somehow word always gets back. Amen. I preached a meeting here recently. Locally, I won't even say where it was. There was a preacher in another state called me 2 days later and said, I heard that this happened in that meeting. Wow. Stuff travels, don't it? You know what my first question was? Where did you hear that? Something was said that I said that I did not say in any way, shape, or form. Not even close.
went back and listened to the sermon myself to make sure. But my first idea was, I want to know who said it. Why? I'm going to give them a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
Y'all better be careful giving that piece of your mind. You ain't got a whole lot left, brother. Amen. I got a little piece left, and I think I'll keep that to myself. Amen. And while I'm asking the question, where did you hear that? He started stammering just a little bit, and as he stammered, the Holy Ghost convicted my heart, and I said, you know what? Never mind. It didn't matter. It don't matter. I know what I said.
Right.
I was there. You're several hundred miles away. You weren't there. Don't have a clue. And by the way, the person he said who said it wasn't there either. So he's getting at least third-hand information, and I'm allowing my spirit to be fouled up just because so-and-so said to so-and-so and so-and-so said to so-and-so. But if we're not careful, we'll allow the devil to tempt us and get us into a frame of mind where we're about to sin willfully. Sometimes I sin and it just happens. Before you need to think. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about sometimes, buddy. It's been on your mind a while. Looking for an opportunity to come out. That wisdom, he said, didn't come from above. He said, but it was earthly, sensual, and devilish. Next time you get a little bit of a bad attitude, remember that word, devilish. I mean, that's a strong word. That bothered me. It almost goes along with the word demonic. A lot of Christians have problems when you start talking about evil spirits. If you don't think they bother you and tempt you, you got enough things coming. I got several that lives with me. They go with me about everywhere I go. Amen. Anyway, I got to get off that. That ain't what I'm preaching tonight. Verse number 16, the Bible said, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. For where envying and strife is, you know what strife is? I love you, but I'm just tolerating you. I really don't want to be around you. Strife. You know what he said? Confusion. Remember what God is not the author of? Confusion. Look at verse 17. We looked at that word wisdom and using wisdom and making decisions on Sunday night. I love that word but in verse 17. That means what I'm about to say is going to be totally opposite. Yes, sir, Brother Nate. Oh, I thought you was interrupting me. I thought, boy, this better be good. Amen. I thought, boy, this must going to be great right here. Let's stop the preacher right in the middle of it. I ain't never seen Nate turn red. He just did. Christine turned pink. She was embarrassed for it. I like that word, but. It means what I'm about to say is going to be totally opposite from what I just said. He just told you what worldly wisdom is. Sensual, devilish. Isn't that how he described it? By the way, there is no such thing as worldly wisdom. The world's wisdom is unwise and foolish. Amen. Well, but the wisdom that is from above, now I'm going to give you the definition as the Bible gives. Don't even need Webster for this. He said, but the wisdom that is from above is first, say the word with me, pure. Then what? Peaceful. And what? Gentle. And easy to be entreated, full of what? Mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. True wisdom is defined in verse 17 in the verse we just read. Our colleges Our educational institutions do not give much wisdom.
Yeah, come on.
If they give any at all.
Yeah, you're right. Come on, amen, right?
You ever look up the recipients of the Nobel Peace Prize? Anyway, we'll get there in a minute. What I'm trying to say is this world's not offering us much wisdom at all. But we're going to look, there's 8. If you want to know how many points I got, there's 8 aspects of godly wisdom given in our verse. And I just want to expound on them just for a minute. They're right there in your Bible. All you got to do is look at it. He said, number 1, that wisdom that is from above. And I like the order. I believe God has an order.
Yeah.
Everybody say that with me. Order. God has an order. Kind of like courtship before marriage.
Right.
Not moving in together and see how it's going to work out.
Right. Yeah, come on.
God's got an order. God sets it up in His Bible. I'm talking about every aspect of life. He's got a mama and a daddy.
Come on.
Not a mama and a mama. Not a daddy and a daddy. Amen. Can I just take a time out right there and give y'all a little commercial? Y'all need to help your children at home. Have you noticed every other commercial has a same-sex couple in it? Every other television commercial. How old is Zoe, Mother?
4.
Is she 4? 3. Is she 4? Anyway, my granddaughter, about that big, 4. She's at the house the other day and a commercial comes on for all things. David's Bridal. Where you go get your wedding gown. And it shows 2 women in a wedding gown getting married. My little 4-year-old granddaughter said, look, Nina, them 2 girls just got married. Out of everything on the television, that's what that 4-year-old picked up.
Yes.
And my wife said, that's not right, is it? She said, well, they did. This ain't got nothing to do with the message. It just come out. You know what it's doing? It's diffusing. It's desensitizing. My grandmother used to say, that's wicked.
Come on. Yeah, come on.
I remember the first time I was laying in the living room floor watching television, was watching Hee Haw. That wasn't real godly either, but we was watching it, amen. I still like Hee Haw. We was watching Hee Haw, and I don't mean to get too vulgar, but anyway, a commercial came on for feminine products. Before I could say a word, my grandmother had her hands over my eyes and was dragging me out of the living room. Boy, we've come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I lost my whole train of thought. Order, thank you. God's got an order. Now, I want you to notice what His first order of business is. If there is to be any wisdom in your decision making, there must first be some purity.
Yeah.
He said it is first. Look at it, verse 17. He said the wisdom that is from above, He didn't just say it's pure, He said it is first pure. We heard a little bit about holiness up in Ohio. You don't hear much preaching on holiness anymore. How many of you believe a Christian ought to be different? Say amen. How many of you believe a Christian ought to be different? I didn't say better, I said different. Our thinking ought to be different. Our reactions ought to be different. Our conversations ought to be different. Our walk ought to be different. Our talk, or everything about us, ought to have an aspect of holiness about us. Why? God lives inside us. Amen. There ought to be a purity to us. Wisdom starts with holiness. Society that we're living in thinks it's smart to junk old-fashioned Bible, moral values.
Right.
Y'all okay? I don't want to embarrass Mark, but come here. Him and Morgan's kind of been sweet on each other. Abigail. One of them girls. Show you bracelet. Boys don't really wear jewelry, but he's got some on. He gave this to Abigail. He gave this to Abigail today. They've been liking one another a whole month. I said I wasn't going to make fun of him. I'm not. You know what this? He gave her a bracelet. He's got one. Hers is one color. You know what they call it? Tell me. It's a relationship. A distance bracelet. A separation bracelet. In other words, they've made a vow to one another. If I understood it right, is that right? Thank you, Mark. You can say that. I don't mean to single them out or embarrass them. And I pray they're successful at what they set forth to do.
Yes.
That's liking one another and develop a relationship that pleases God without messing up. Is that okay? You okay, Brother Mark? I probably shouldn't have done that. I didn't mean to embarrass you if it did. But it shouldn't be embarrassing to do right. What we ought to do is encourage them to do right. You say, how are you going to encourage them? I see them touching, I'm going to say, hey! Get your hand off that girl. Amen. Brother Rusty's got a cane that's a weapon. Amen. He said, wisdom that is from above is first pure. Kids go to a public school and they teach them to be safe. Tell you how to be safe? Keep clothes on. Amen. When you go on a date, let Daddy ride in the back seat. That put an end to date rape. Amen. Don't hear much about purity anymore. He starts driving, Brother Russ. That's what you saw her say. Where are we going Friday night? Amen. He said, wisdom that is from above is first pure. You know there's nothing wrong in our society anymore. Reminds me, Brother Jack, of the book of Judges when the Bible said that they did that which was right in their own eyes. Come on, everything's okay. But everything's not okay. There's got to be a standard somewhere. And I believe this. I'm talking about wisdom. You can't have godly wisdom if your thinking is fouled up. Right. To have a pure life, you got to first have a pure mind. Amen. This ain't going over like it was Sunday night, is it? It's not smart at all when we begin to turn our thoughts and our minds and our ideas away from Bible wisdom. Yeah. Amen. You say, preacher, I'm in this situation, don't know what to do. What's the Bible say? What's the Bible say? You know you'll do all right just to do what the Bible says. Yeah. Amen. Somebody said, well, do you consider yourself holy? It's according to what day you're asking. I have good days and bad days like everybody else. Say amen. There ought to be an honest effort put forth us every day to live for God a life which would be pleasing unto Him. Amen. I heard a preacher say one time years ago, he said, man, when you get dressed in the morning, you ought to look at yourself in the mirror and say, would God be pleased with it? Okay. Purity. Holiness. There's a denomination called holiness. I can spot them a mile away. I can walk through Walmart, I can be at the grocery side, look over at the pharmacy side, that's all the way across Walmart, and I can spot a holiness woman a mile away. Some of their doctrine is not correct. I've got dear friends that are holiness, and I love them. But we disagree on some things. But how they live, I can't disagree with that. I'm not saying, ladies, grow your hair down to your feet, wear the bun on top of your head, never put on makeup, wear dresses down and rubs the floor when you walk. I'm not saying that, but wear makeup by all means, wear makeup.
See, the thing is not to show each other that we're holy.
Yes.
Show Him that we're holy.
Yeah.
Wisdom that is from above is first pure. If ask God to clean your heart, cleanse your heart, man, you don't hear much about confession anymore. I remember when I was little growing up, they made about it during revival meetings, they made about as big a deal out of somebody saying they rededicated their life to the Lord as they did somebody getting saved. Amen. Somebody would come and they'd rededicate their life. I remember Miss Rebecca done that. I think it's a big deal. In other words, what they're saying is, I come and I'm getting a brand new start. I'm not right with God, and I'm starting over. I'm going to do better this time. Amen. So what if I don't do it again? Amen. I remember they'd line them up that got saved, and they'd line them up that got rededicated. They didn't get re-saved, they got right. Well, they make a big deal over getting right. Amen. He said, wisdom that is from above is first pure. What did he say next?
Peaceable.
Wow. Peaceable. All the wars in this world would tell us that the world doesn't have much true wisdom.
Yeah.
I would tell you right quick, there's no wisdom in Islam. Can I say that again? There's no wisdom in Islam. You got to be a fool to believe that killing people gets you closer to God. Amen. There's no wisdom to that. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Amen. Wisdom is peaceable. Now, the word being, back up at our scripture, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure. What's the next word? Being. Being peaceable. He could have just said the wisdom that is from above is first pure, comma, peaceable, comma, gentle, couldn't he?
Yeah.
But he said peaceable, then. Pure, then peaceable. In other words, without purity or without holiness, there is no peace.
Yeah.
Remember the announcement of the Christmas angel? He said, peace on earth.
Right.
Goodwill toward men. Jesus is peace.
Right.
But He's also holy. He is the epitome of holiness.
Right.
His essence is holiness. This is a pulpit, but its essence is wood.
Yeah.
Somebody took some wood and made a pulpit out of it. My son and brother Philip Daniels does a wonderful job. But its essence is wood. What is Jesus' essence? Holiness. There's some creatures, I can't wait to get to heaven to see one, Brother Charles. We saw some funny looking creatures on that ark the other day. I can't wait to get to heaven to see these creatures that God made. They got 6 wings. The Bible said with twain they covered their face, and with twain they covered their feet, and with twain they did fly. And they fly around the throne, constantly crying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Why didn't they cry, Wonderful, 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 Lord God Almighty? Great, 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 Lord God Almighty. Powerful, 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 Lord God Almighty. Because all that extends from His holiness.
That's right.
If we're going to have real wisdom, first we're going to have purity or holiness. Then peaceable. Then peaceable. I'm not a pacifist by any means, but I would rather make things right than to fight. If you come in my house to harm my family, you'll find out how peaceable I am. You'll go out weighing a little more, about 180 grains, more than you did when you come in.
Right.
I don't know 180, I don't know what grain bullets are, but you'll be heavier, amen? And a whole lot more limp than you was when you come in. Some people are looking for a fight.
Yeah.
Not me. I'd rather make peace. Amen? Have you got enough holiness about you to say I'm sorry when it wasn't your part?
Can I say that one more time? Have you got enough holiness about you to say I'm sorry when it wasn't your fault? My wife told me one day, she said, honey, look, I understand where you're coming from, but you apologize to me. And I understood what she was saying. I would rather, if Brother Charles and I had a problem, and anytime two people have a problem, I don't care which one you ask, they're both right.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know how many times I've apologized to my wife when it was all her fault. I'm talking about 100%. But she didn't realize it. And I'd rather be sorry than fight. Well, what are you sorry for? I'm sorry we're fighting. I'm sorry you're mad. I apologize. And so that's ridiculous. Father, forgive them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jesus is apologizing for every one of them that put him on the cross. That's a hard pill to swallow right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes back to that turn the other cheek thing. I always ask the question, what they hit it to? He said, wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable. What's the next word? Gentle. The word gentle involves another word. It's patience. It's patience. Over the years, my men, Brother Tommy, Brother Warren, Brother Charles, these guys will tell you, I don't make decisions often real fast. Especially if it's a little issue, but if it's a big deal, and we can lose people over it, families be hurt over it, I'm careful. I'm very careful. Brother Warren and I talk regularly, and I'm trying to think of how to say this without. Anyway, he's one of my deacons, or one of our deacons. And we have to talk about things. And I don't know how many times he said it before I said it, or I say it before. Let's pray about it. Let's wait and see what God will do. And there have been many times that he or I could have jumped in a situation and really made a mess.
Right.
But we've held off and we've backed off and we prayed. What is that? That's patience. Let's God, I'm going to handle this, I'm going to handle it right now. It's probably not a good idea. If that's your attitude, you're probably pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to strike while an iron's hot. You might ought to settle down just a little bit. Learn to have some patience. It's amazing how good it works when God works it out.
Yeah.
It's amazing how good it works out when the Lord's got His hand in it.
Yeah.
I've told parents in our church, Brother Charles will tell you, I've told them for years, stay out of kids' business. Just stay out of it. Teenage girls especially.
Yeah.
That's the most mixed up creature God ever created. They can't even go to the bathroom by themselves. They're messed up. By the way, that don't ever go away. They're messed up. There's a rule. You can only have one friend if you're a girl. You're spinning out of here. I think you're my friend.
Come on.
I'm telling the truth. Butt out, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
I told Sister Candace's mama and Melissa Waters' mama, I bet if I said it one time, I said it 100. Barbara, hush.
Yeah.
Denise, leave it alone. Them two were best friends every other week. They're best friends. Jeff back there nodding his head. They fight like cats and dogs one day. Next thing you know, they got one of them by the hand there in the altar squalling. Leave it alone. Let God work it out.
Right.
Amen. Boy, when this mama gets involved, and that mama gets involved, and then they got to get another mama on their side, another mama on their side. Then we got church trouble.
Yeah.
You just cool your jets and give God an opportunity. Amen. Hope this is okay tonight. I just ain't been able to get away from it. He said, wisdom is first pure, then peaceable. He said, then it's gentle. It's gentle. It's not guilty of road rage.
Come on. Wow.
It's not guilty of road rage. I wish I could say I've never been guilty. That's right. It thinks before it speaks. We went down to FDR State Park on Monday. Me and Angie and Ashley and their kids, and as a guy I got to know that was camping over next to us, and we were standing in front of his camper, and I was fishing with kids. Well, this young man walked up and had 2 or 3 little kids with him, and he gave busting a sag, didn't mean it. I'm talking about his belt was around his thigh. Me and that man standing there talking, watching our kids fish, and he said, I don't know about you. He said, I'm fixing to tell that boy to pull his britches up, or I'm going to pull them up far. I said, I'm sitting here thinking about the same thing. And we was about to show ourselves. He was already showing himself. And about the time the man started toward him, a horn blew. A minivan pulled up, said, come on, I'm leaving. It's like the Lord says, I got this. I got this. This cool, Jess. I got it. You don't have to get on him. I gave him a wife. Hallelujah. We ought to learn to have some gentleness about it. I'm looking back at Brother Clint, was laughing at me, but I've always thought about Brother Clint as a gentle giant. Brother Clint Massey is one of the strongest men I've ever known in my life.
Right.
I'm glad he's my friend. I ain't never seen him rattle too bad. I bet Don had. But if I had to describe Clint Massey to somebody, I'd say he's gentle. You ever heard somebody say about a big guy, he's just a teddy bear?
Yeah.
Just because he's big don't make him mean. Gentleness goes a long way. I wouldn't push the envelope too far. Amen. We'll have some gentleness about it. I listen to these moms around here the way they scream at the kids. That ain't good. You know what you're going to raise? A screaming mama.
Yeah.
My mama never did scream much. She's good with hickory though. All right. He said, wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. Easy to be entreated. In other words, it's quiet.
Right.
It's quiet. This speaks of being submissive to authority, respectful of those that are over you, especially to God. Brother J. Vice was a man who could make you do the thing you hated more than anything in the world at life. He had some wisdom.
Right.
I'd come in from work. He lived across the road. I would come in from work. Sometimes I would come in the back way and park my work truck in the back of the house so he wouldn't know I'm home. Brother Jay would call and say, hey, Doc, what are you doing? I said, oh, man, I just got in from work. And it's to eat. Eat your bite and come on. We're going to have a good time. I said, what do you need, Brother Jay? Just come on whenever you get done. He had a body shop in his backyard. I'd go over and say, Brother Jay, what do you need? We're going to block sand this truck. You never block sand in the vehicle, brother. He'd call me and say, hey, Doc, you want to ride with me to get a couple of bales of hay? Be a couple hundred. But he just had a way. He had a gentleness about him and a Easy to be entreated. You would agree to eat it. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do it, you know. We ought to have a way about us that makes us easy to be accepted. Some people are just hard to approach because they're not entreated. They're harsh. You're not afraid to ask them a question because you know you're going to get your head bit off. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Husbands, you ought to be a little bit more gentle with your wife. She's trying to ask you a question while you're watching your favorite show. Why? That shouldn't be your response. Just say amen, husband. You're all right. Amen. I'm telling you, this will help you with making right decisions in your life. Amen. Well, what's next? Peaceable, gentle, easy to be entreated. Watch this one. Full of mercy. Full of mercy. God's wisdom is passionate. It's not cruel, it's kind, it's merciful, it's helpful. It sympathizes with those who suffer. Amen. It's full of mercy. It'd do us all good to have a little bit more mercy about it.
Yeah.
Brother Jeff, I run into a police officer a while back that we both know. Known him for a long time. He was directing traffic down here, right down the street. And I saw him, but he wasn't seeing faces in the cars. He just had on them aviator mirrored sunglasses. And I slowed down as I got to him. I was just going to wave. I had my window down. I said, hey. He said, go on! But a couple of weeks later, I run into him. I said, next time you talk to me like that, I'm going to get out of the car. He said, what? When did I see you? He didn't even realize who I was. He just being a jerk. God may put you in a position of authority.
Yeah, come on.
Whether it's an officer of the law. And we ought to treat them respectfully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They ought to treat us respectfully too. Amen. I guarantee you when they get off, they put on normal clothes and drive a car just like we do. Amen.
That's right.
If you're a boss and you've got some authority over people, it doesn't give you permission to be hateful.
That's right.
Amen. Full of mercy. Full of mercy. What's the next one? Full of good fruit, right? Full of mercy and good fruits. Godly wisdom is pure, it's peaceable, it's patient, it's pliable, it's passionate, it's productive. It's productive. I remember years ago, Mr. Joyce had become his son, William. He was just a kid, really, just a kid. Matter of fact, he was a teenager in our youth group. I mean, he was just a kid. And something about him stood out to me, Brother Charles. And I thought, that boy's got a mind, though. I don't mean he's a highly educated man, but he's got a mind. That boy's got, for a kid, he's got some wisdom beyond his years. And as I've watched him grow up, and I've seen the decisions that he's made for his family and for his life, what I said years ago when he was a kid singing in his youth choir is holding true today.
Yeah.
His wisdom is productive.
Right.
It produces something. What good is having a head full of wisdom if you ain't getting nothing out of it or nobody else is benefiting from it around you?
Right.
Amen?
Good.
It's productive. It's full of good fruits. That could apply to the entire verse, couldn't it? Listen, as a Christian, if we're wise, we've got some fruit. Look here, when we talk about fruit, we automatically think about how many we've led to Christ. Right? And that's a good thing. And I'll tell you, there's more fruit than new Christians.
Yeah.
There's good fruit when a mom and daddy gets right and the children follow suit. That's mom and daddy's fruit. Okay, all we okay? It's good fruit when you give like God asks you to give, and the church benefits and grows from it. That's good fruit. It's good fruit when you respond right to a situation with a friend or a fellow church member, whatever the case, and you respond in the right kind of way, and the situation's resolved, and the person that you had the problem with now has more respect for you than they ever had, and they also learned a lesson about life, and they'll treat somebody in the same way down the road. That's fruit that's to your account.
Right. That's good.
Wisdom is profitable. Amen. It's productive. I didn't mean profitable. Then notice what it said. Full of mercy and good fruit. Without partiality. It's principle.
Right.
It's principle. True wisdom is not prejudice. It's equitable and fair. It doesn't judge without the facts.
Right.
I had somebody in my office that was throwing a fit a while back. And they made the statement, it was like this one was against this one, and I'm trying to tell this without telling too much. But they kept reminding me about how long they've been here. You got to understand something. I told this person, and I'll tell you tonight, and you just bank on it. I don't care how long you've been here.
Right. That's right.
I don't base my decisions on seniority. And by the way, there is no hierarchy. There's no seniority. If you joined this church last week, you're a member just like somebody who joined it 25 years ago. And I told that person that day, I said, wait a minute, you need to understand something. You're trying to force me to make a decision the way you want it to go. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make my decision based on what's right. I don't care if it's my mother. I'm going to make that decision based on what's right. If I had to, I would have to say, Mama, you didn't do right. Are y'all okay? I've had people over the years accuse me of having favorites and blah, blah, blah. Of course, maybe I'm a little closer to some folks than others. Some of us have to work closely together.
Right.
I talk to Brother Charles and Brother Warren, probably much or more than I do anybody in this church. Brother Tommy. And these are the guys that God put here to help me.
Yeah, right.
And I have to talk to them. I wouldn't talk to Warren if I didn't have to. Vanessa don't, amen. I'm just kidding, Brother Warren. You know that. Amen. But wisdom that's from above, it's without partiality. That's a hard one to swallow. It's hard not to take sides when one's your kid.
Yeah.
How many of you believe everything your child comes home from school and tells about the teacher? Oh, you can ask my mother. You can ask my mother. I got patted and fight every day. And not one time was it my fault. And right, not one time. Here was my excuse. She hates my guts. She's got it out for me. You know how many times my mother listened to that? Zero. I don't know how many times as we ran our Christian school. Not my child.
Yeah, right.
You're not fixing to spank my child.
Yeah.
Well, you can come get him. I remember Chad True. Angie knew. I remember Chad True was in my office one day. And he did something. He deserved a paddling. And I said, Chad, I'm fixing to have to whip you. He said, no, you ain't. I said, yeah, I am. He wasn't big muscled up like he is now. I got whoopings back then. And I was in my office, and the paddle was in another office, and I went in there to get it, and I come back, Chad was gone. I said, where'd Chad go? Somebody said he's running across the railroad track. That kid ran all the way home. I'm talking about halfway to Temple. Sometimes your kid is wrong. My mama had a rule. You get 3 licks at school, you get 3 when you get home. You get a whipping at school, you don't get another when you get home. Amen. Lastly, it says without hypocrisy. Not only is it principle, but it's plain. True wisdom is plain, as in sincere. It's transparent. It ain't got nothing to hide. You understand what hypocrisy is? Maybe you like this word better. Hypocrite.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can take it at face value. You don't have to read between the lines.
Right.
If you'll take those 8 little words I gave you tonight, what were they? Let's go back over. Pure, peaceable, patient, pliable, easy to be received, passionate, productive, principled, and plain. I had a great granddad that didn't say a whole lot, but when he did,
Oh, yeah.
you understood it. You get a little plain in his speech sometimes. I thought my name was Boy till I was 12. Boy. Amen. Let's finish. Now listen, if you only got one part of that, if you only got this and you didn't get Sunday night, you need to listen to Sunday night.
Yeah, come on.
You need to listen to Sunday night. Hey, Brother David's coming with some prayer sheets. I don't know about y'all, I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm excited just to see what might happen. The Lord's been showing up around here in a big way. And it's showing up in a blessing. Amen.
Last night, Sister Joanne Moody and I had the privilege to go take dinner to Big Gary, and he was doing really good this week. And that was why we took dinner this week, because he says that the weeks that he has chemo, it was really, really hard. And I just thought maybe we had a portion at the church, we could remember him in prayer next week.
Yeah.
Because next week is
Amen. And next week will be his chemo week. Some of you men, if you could, if you don't have Brother Jerry's number, text me or Brother Charles, either one of us, we've got his number. It'd be good just to text him and say, hey, thinking about you, praying for him. You ain't got to call. If you just send him a text, he'll even work with it.
He mentioned the man coming back this evening. You can tell when he's talking about it, that it's been awful.
It meant a lot too. Amen. Amen. Still sorry for the plumbing inconvenience. Lord willing, Brother Tony's going to have that taken care of tomorrow. So, anyway, we're getting there. Amen. All right. Come to this altar and get your prayer sheet. Let's spend a few minutes praying together. When you get through praying, you dismiss. All right. Love you, church. VBS meeting immediately. As soon as you get through praying, Brother Charles' class.